Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video I'd like to speak with you about lease owner-operator truck driving and the many lies that owner-operators fall for. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about lease owner operators. You know, basically the lies that they fall for, that the trucking outfits sell them on, and how you can avoid these things into the future and make sure you are, basically have the very best options available to you. Now, of course, as always, leave your comments in the comment section below if you got any questions, anything that you're running into. Maybe you're running through different types of companies, shopping around, etc., etc. Definitely feel free to send your information down there. We'll respond if we have a response and something that we can share with you guys. Now, the number one thing that we run into is folks say, you know what, it's all inclusive. I get a free trailer. The trailers are cheap. The truth is, most of the time they might, introduce you to a low rate, but then they make up the difference on the trailers. There is no free lunch, hence there is no free trailers. There are no cheap trailers. What ends up happening is that they make up the difference elsewhere, and we'll cover that as the video goes on. A lot of times that I've actually run into and have had these conversations where, owner operators are paying for the IFTA on the miles that they ran, right? So the IFTA is sent to them on a quarterly basis. They have to prepay. What we actually ran into is we actually saw different lease-on outfits out there basically overcharging on the IFTA costs, and a lot of the owner ops didn't know that. So that's another way that they'll make up the difference. They'll start you off at a low rate, but they make up the difference into their pocket from other parts of the business that maybe weren't very clear when you were speaking with the recruiter. Now, overcharging permit costs, very similar to IFTA. Some states, like, for example, Oregon, New York, Kentucky, New Mexico, they have certain permits that you have to pay, like weight-based, distance-based, things like that. And so what they do is there's a rate, and a lot of these lease-on outfits, they will have a higher rate, higher than what's actually being charged. They make that difference up in that part of the equation. Another thing is inflated insurance costs, right? So what they do is they quote you an insurance cost, but actually the cost is lower, and so they're pocketing the difference. Enough said there. Lease purchase programs. I could talk about this for hours, and I highly recommend you guys call Kevin. He's the guy to talk to about our leasing program that we have here. Highly recommend. He'll have everything to tell you guys about how lease purchase programs are some of the most terrible things you can get yourself involved in. Probably make a video on that, just covering that one aspect, but I would stay away from that. Most of the time it is not a good option for most owner operators, but not always. Never say never, but definitely talk to Kevin about that. Miscellaneous fees and different charges. They love tacking on these miscellaneous fees for nothing. Processing fees, invoicing fees, convenience fees, whatever you want. They add these things. Oftentimes they're obfuscated in a contract and legal mumbo jumbo, and you won't know about it until your very first settlement. Exaggerated gross numbers. Now this is a big one in the current market because the rates are down. So what you see in our videos are real rates from real customers, whether they're leased on owner operators or they're carriers. These are real numbers. You can go back to our videos going back several years, over 100 videos produced. You can see that we've been able to make money for customers whether the market is up or down. And obviously those numbers go down when the market goes down, they go up when the market goes up. So we're trying to be as honest, as transparent as possible. Unfortunately, in the business of recruiting truck drivers to get into the lease on owner operator outfits, a lot of the recruiters are just looking to add another truck and make commission, and so they will exaggerate the gross numbers and basically sell you on the idea that you'll make more money there at a lower cost. Skimming off the top. We've made a video about that as far as the dispatch side. I'll leave a little card here in the corner. You guys can take a look at that. They often skim off the top. Make sure that that they're not simultaneously running a brokerage. Make sure that they're not double brokering the loads they're taking off somewhere else, running it through their brokerage, making money there, giving you a rate that you've agreed on, and possibly having all these other expenses that we covered earlier. So, you know, having a brokerage with your carrier that you're leased under is usually not a good sign. You know, they do skim off the top in that way as well. Not providing rate confirmations. Way too many companies do not provide rate confirmations. With us, whether you're a leased on owner operator or carrier, you're always going to get rate confirmations, and it's the most simple thing in the world. You have to sign those rate confirmations, send them back to the broker. So what could be simpler than just CCing the owner operator or the carrier on that same email so that there is full transparency, because you're receiving exactly the same information and documents that the broker's getting. Full transparency seems very, very easy, but unfortunately, a lot of these lease-on outfits for owner-operator truckers, they're not providing the rate confirmation, so you really don't know what the true cost is. In addition to that, a lot of these same companies will produce homebrew rate sheets, and so completely lacking transparency, because you and I can produce those homebrew rate sheets all day long and they mean absolutely nothing. If you don't have an original rate confirmation with the information on there, you really don't know what you're running your miles on. They like to make big promises. That's another thing. They just want to sell you. They want to push you through the system so that you can sign on. The recruiters really don't care. And ultimately, guys, let's talk solutions. And the way I see it, there's really ultimately two solutions. Number one, always run the numbers. Number two, compare apples to apples. So when you're talking to guys like us or another outfit or just anybody with your, you know, when you're looking out to basically lease on with somebody else, actually run the numbers. Yeah, their rate might be lower, but what are the additional expenses involved? Yes, you know, they might have an all-inclusive program, but are they overpricing, you know, things? And are you just basically paying into a higher rate in order to not worry about it because everything's included? You know, forget about the free trailer that they're giving you. There are no free trailers. Forget about some of the things that are being mentioned is in terms of, oh, you're going to get this perk or that perk. Do you need that perk? Is it going to improve your efficiency? Is it going to make you more money? Is it going to keep you more money? So again, always run the numbers. I know that we don't like doing that, but that's the only way for you to actually understand what you're getting into and whether or not what you have now is better or worse than what you might be getting into or what the offers are. Ultimately, you're just looking for one really good lease-on outfit that you can work with, you know, and make money and, you know, have that transparency, have that honesty, have that integrity. You have that with us, but I'm not trying to get you to come over. All I'm saying is that whatever you decide to do, always run, you know, your numbers, always compare numbers, run apples to apples comparisons, and only then will you be able to make a smart, educated decision. And you know, it will be a decision that will have been made with the information at hand versus being disappointed later and saying, God, everywhere I go, it's the same story. I promise you it's not. You just got to do a little bit of legwork. You got to do your homework. And once you do and you find the right companies, you're going to be a lot happier. So guys, I'm going to switch over to camera. We're going to look over the loads that we book for our customers. If you have any questions whatsoever, leave us the comments in the comment section below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to look over the loads, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. This week we have a lot of dry vans that did very, very well. A couple of teams and a reefer, but needless to say, stick with us. Owner operators, carriers, you're gonna make top dollar in this market or any market. Our guys know what they're doing. So let's start with a dry van. It's a team coming out of Mooresville, Indiana, go to Newport, North Carolina. This is a 43,000 pound load of wood veneer, 784 miles, booked at $2,500, got them $319 per mile. Then Washington, North Carolina to Farmington Hills, Michigan. It's a 20,000 pound load of store fixtures, 788 miles, booked at $1,800, got them $228 per mile. Then Cass City, Michigan to Roseau, Minnesota with a 10,000 pound light load of FAK, 902 miles, booked at $2,700, got them $299 per mile. And they finished off right out of Roseau, Minnesota, Zero Deadhead going to Orlando, Florida, 43,000 pound load of Double Eagle. Not sure exactly what that is. I'll look it up. It's 1,853 miles, booked at $6,200, got them $335 a mile on a very respectable amount of miles. And that was it. This was a dry van team. Working for a week on the road, Thursday to Thursday, grossed $13,200 on their week, ran 4,327 loaded miles at an average of 305 per loaded mile. Lots of miles, great gross, and an excellent rate. So very, very well done. Next, we got a solo dry van coming out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, going to Winstead, Minnesota with a 21,000 pound load of empty plastic garbage cans. 506 miles, booked at $15.70, got them $3.10 a mile. Then we got ourselves a one-pick 8-dropper coming out of St. Paul, Minnesota, with drops in Lake Mills, Iowa, Algona, Iowa, Mason City, Iowa, Keeler, Wisconsin, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Muskegon, Michigan, and Greenville, Michigan, with a final in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. So one pick, 8 drops. Total weight is only 10,000 pounds. It was 8 snowmobiles and 1 drop at each stop going to dealerships. 933 miles, booked at $3,300, got them $354 a mile. Then out of Ludington, Michigan, going to LaPorte, Indiana, with a 42,000 pound load of applesauce. It's 187 miles, booked at $1,000, got them $535 a mile. Then Portage, Michigan, going to Talmadge, Ohio, with an 11,000 pound light load of empty pallets. 280 miles, booked at $1,000, got them $357 a mile. Then finished off with Wooster, Ohio, going to St. Clairsville, Ohio, with a 42,000 pound load of animal feed. It's a palletized load. Only 86 miles, booked at $600, got them $698 a mile. Solo dry van, running for a week, grossed $7,470 for the week. Managed to get a 34-hour reset over the weekend, done at home, and ran 1,992 loaded miles at an average of $375 per loaded mile average. Excellent, excellent job. Next, we got ourselves another dry van, also solo, coming out of Roswell, New Mexico, going to Pasadena, Texas. This is a 43,000 pound load of cheese. 677 miles, booked at $1,800, got them $266 a mile. Then Houston, Texas to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with a load to scale load of beer. 1,065 miles, booked at $3,100, got them $291 a mile. Then White, South Dakota to Dalhart, Texas, with a 44,000 pound load of pet food. 813 miles, booked at $2,000, got them $246 a mile. And then right out of Dalhart, Texas, going to Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, with a 43,000 pound load of pumpkins. 370 miles, booked at $1,100, got them $297 on that one. And this is a solo dry van running a week on the road, grossed exactly $8,000 on the dot, ran 2,925 loaded miles at an average of $274 per loaded mile average. Next, we got ourselves a dry van coming out of Winfield, Kansas, going to Byhalia, Mississippi. Hopefully I said it right. It's a 12,000 pound light load of FAK, 564 miles, booked at 1,050, got him $186 going to Mississippi. Then out of Bloomfield, Missouri to Gering, Nebraska, it's a 45,000 pound load of pet food, a little bit on the heavier side. 973 miles, booked at $3,080, got him $317 a mile. Then Sterling, Colorado to Moses Lake, Washington, with a 23,000 pound load of pet food again. 1,211 miles, booked at $2,618, got them $216 a mile. They finished off with Selah, Washington. This is a team, by the way. Forgot to mention that. It's going to Aurora, Colorado. Selah, Washington, Aurora, Colorado, with a 41,000 pound load of applesauce. 1,174 miles, booked at $2,750, got them $234 a mile. They also ran for a week. This is a team dry van. Ended up grossing $9,498 for the week, ran 3,922 loaded miles at an average of $242 per loaded mile average. Next, we got ourselves a reefer coming out of Mira Loma, California, running some longer runs, going to Medford, Oregon, with a 44,000 pound load of refrigerated food at 60 to 65 on a reefer. 735 miles, booked at $2,400, got him $327 a mile. Then out of Medford, Oregon, Zero Deadhead, going to Denver, Pennsylvania, with a 41,000 pound load of assorted snacks, running 45 to 60 degrees on a reefer. 2,822 miles, booked at $6,400, got him $227 a mile. That's some really, really great amount of miles. Ran for a week, just these two runs. Grossed $8,800 for the week, ended up running 3,557 loaded miles at an average of 247 per loaded mile average. Then a dry van coming out of Lacombe, Louisiana, going to Boone, Iowa. 17,000 pound load of food products, 1,031 miles, booked at $2,000, got him a $1.94. Then out of Des Moines, Iowa, going to Buckeye, Arizona with a 19,000 pound load of non-alcoholic beverages, 1,440 miles, booked at $3,410, got him $237 a mile. They finished off with Mesa, Arizona, going to Cheyenne, Wyoming with a 41,000 pound load of thermal or acoustical insulation. It was a liquid or a paste mix there. 859 miles, booked at $3,500, got him an excellent rate of $407 per mile. And this is a solo dry van running Monday to Monday, grossed $8,910 for the week, ran exactly 3,330 loaded miles at an average of 268 per loaded mile average. And we're going to go ahead and finish off with our last dry van for the week, coming out of Bogalusa, Louisiana, going to Russellville, Arkansas, solo dry van, 41,000 pound load of paper products, 444 miles, booked at $1,000, got him $2.25. Then Morrilton, Arkansas to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 43,000 pound load of cardboard boxes, 576 miles, booked at $1,575, got him $273 a mile. Then Davenport, Iowa to Joliet, Illinois, 41,000 pound load of pet food, 142 miles, booked at $900, got him $634 a mile. And then University Park, Illinois to Mattoon, Illinois, a little quick local run. 42,000 pound load of food and ingredients, 152 miles this time, booked at $710.60, got him $468 a mile. Then Normal, Illinois to Arkadelphia, Arkansas. It's a 14,000 pound light load of plastic trays and lids, 576 miles, booked at $1,500 even, got him $260 a mile. And I finished off with El Dorado, Arkansas, going to Lebanon, Indiana with a 22,000 pound load of plastic containers, 700 miles, booked at $1,500, got him $214 a mile. Excellent rates, did a great job. Running a week on the road, grossed $7,185.60, ran 2,590 loaded miles at an average of 277 per loaded mile average. And that's it, guys. That's it for the week. As you can see, we're helping folks make money. Again, we work with leased on owner operators, as mentioned in the first part of this video. We work with carriers, you know, if they have their own MC authority. Doesn't matter if you got your own company drivers, we work with them. If you're the driver, we work with you. You can lease on, you can run under your MC authority. The bottom line is you're working with professionals who have been in business for a very long time. Most importantly, as we've said in other videos, and I'll leave a little card in that video to that video. It's a short little clip, and that'll give you an idea. We're all about that integrity. We're all about that honesty. We're all about that transparency. And if you've been around the block more than once, if you've tried different lease-on operations, if you've tried different dispatch companies, guys, we are very, very different. We're one of the very first dispatch companies to show up in the industry many, many years ago. We're talking at this point over a decade in business. And you know, our leasing operation, our whole setup is 100% owner operators. And the reason is because the owners of the company, they are truck drivers. They've been around the block. They've been beat up. They've been used up. They've been through, you know, through the ringer, if you will. And so the whole concept was to build a company that is unlike anything that the trucking industry has available. And I invite you guys to explore more by calling or texting us at 801-448-6363, going on our website at aftdispatch.com/go, or simply filling out our chat box on any one of our web pages. We'll, you know, get back to you, answer any of your questions, send you everything in writing, and hopefully get you started on your way. Guys, get in touch with us. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next week, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.